Hey everyone, Andrew the Video Guy here at Garvey Hyundai, and I have talked a lot about electric vehicles. And when I do, I usually talk about their charge time, but that can be pretty confusing to someone who's not used to the terminology. It's a big world out there, there's a lot of variables, and I think it's worth kind of sitting down because when people throw around terms like quick charging and level 2 and 120 volt, there's a lot to take in. So today, we are going to take some time and we are going to navigate the potentially confusing world of electric vehicle charging. A warning that this is going to be a long video, so if you are interested in a specific topic, check out one of the time codes over here. They are also in the description below. We are going to be talking about level 1 charging, level 2 charging, level 3 fast charging, as well as what you can expect to spend to get your electric vehicle charged up. Before we get started, know that I'm only going to be talking about the North American market. The electrical grid in other parts of the world is set up differently, so their charging infrastructure is also going to be different. I'm also going to be making some generalizations because this is already a long video and I don't want to go too far into the weeds. So if you do want to learn more about the US electrical grid or about some of the particulars of charging, I do have a couple of YouTube videos that I will recommend at the end of this video. But for now, let's talk about charging your electric vehicle. This is a level 1 EVSE. Hey everyone, Andrew the Pedantic Video Guy here. What's an EVSE? Well, EVSE stands for Electric Vehicle Supply Equipment, and all it does is actually just get electricity from one place to another. It's not doing any of the hard work. It's taking AC current from your wall, just like that, and bringing that to your car. Your car is the one that, for various reasons that are outside the purview of this video, is doing the hard work, turning that into DC energy that it can then store in its battery. So, not actually a charger. Being pedantic is fun. Let's just call it a cable and work with that. This is a level 1 cable. It plugs into your 120 volt outlet at home, just a standard home socket, and plugs into your car and is good for between 4 to 5 miles of range per hour. If you have a plug-in hybrid, even one with a bigger battery like a Chevy Volt, a Honda Clarity, or a Jeep Wrangler 4xe, then you are getting a full charge overnight. The Hyundai Ioniq plug-in hybrid gets a full charge in 6.5 hours. Now, if you have a pure EV with a mostly depleted battery from a whole lot of driving, that is going to take quite a bit longer, and that's where level 2 charging comes in. Level 2 EVSEs come in all shapes and sizes. You'll see them looking just like the level 1 EVSE, but with a different kind of plug at the end. You'll see them looking at boxes like this that are mounted at home, or you'll see them in any multitude of specific stations that you'll see at grocery stores, restaurants, parking garages, anywhere that you're going to go and park for a bit of time while you're there so that you can charge up a bit. Tesla calls this style of charger a destination charger, and that term has been genericized to include any commercial level 2 chargers. Side note, although I mentioned Tesla, a non-Tesla car cannot actually use Tesla destination chargers because they use a proprietary plug format. It would be worth at some point going over the differences between plugs and maybe the history of them. It's absolutely fascinating, and again, outside what we want to do in this video, I just did want to say something about that. So let's get back to hearing about how residential level 2 charging works. Now at home, you'll find that this box style of level 2 EVSE is the most common. They're typically either wired directly into the wall like this one is, installed by a licensed electrician, or it uses that familiar looking plug and plugs into an outlet that's either already where you are charging your car or again installed for you by a licensed electrician. That plug should look familiar because level 2 EVSE charging uses 240 volts or 208 volts in a commercial or multifamily residential 3-phase electricity setting. I'm helpful. You are not helpful. Level 2 charging uses over 200 volts and can charge much faster than level 1. Since it's double the voltage, since it's roughly double the voltage, you would think that that would mean that it would charge in half the time, but it is so much faster than that. Now, there are a lot of things at play here, like the car and amperage, and oh my gosh, I am not an electrician, but suffice to say that level 2 charging can give you anywhere between 12 miles per hour of charging to 60 miles per hour of charging, again, with all of those different variables. Let's look at the Hyundai Ioniq again. If we look at the plug-in hybrid, it gets a full battery in just 2.5 hours, and the Ioniq EV gets all 170 of its miles back in just 6 hours at level 2 charging speeds. Lastly, there is level 3 charging. There are a lot fewer of these overall, but you're going to find them along major highway routes like this. Unlike level 1 and 2 charging, which take alternating current from the wall and put it into your car to convert into direct current, level 3 chargers put DC directly into your directly. Because they take care of the DC conversion for you, level 3 chargers can get electricity into your car so much faster than level 1 and 2 chargers. They are put along highways and meant to give you a chance to just get a quick burst of juice as you continue on a road trip. Usually they'll charge you up to 80% really fast. It slows down after that because of how lithium-ion batteries work, but it's fine. You hit that 80% and you're back on the road. For our Hyundai Ioniq that we're talking about, that's 120 miles in a half an hour. For our Hyundai Kona EV, it is 200 miles in under 1 hour. You get that 80%, you unplug, you go on the road onto the next charger or your destination, and that allows more people to come in and get that nice quick charging. It is a great way for keeping your road trips going, even when you're going cross country. Level 3 fast charging means that you can go anywhere in the US with your EV. So the cost of charging your EV is something that people get a little bit anxious about. And you know what? I totally get that. It does have the potential to impact your residential energy bill. But I think you'll find that it is much better than the alternative. So to go over the cost of residential EV charging, you know what? I'm going to turn it over to the guy sitting in the air-conditioned office. Thanks. You're welcome. The price of electricity differs greatly on where you live in the United States, both what state you live in and where within that state. As of the most recent data available from NYSERDA while I was writing the script, no, this isn't the script, stop asking questions. In March 2021, the average cost of electricity in New York State was 18 cents per kilowatt hour. Now let's use that Hyundai Ioniq EV that we've been talking about with the 170 mile range. Its battery capacity is 38.3 kilowatt hours, giving us a total of $6.89 to fully charge the battery from 0 up to 170. And again, that is not every day. If you're going 170 miles a day in a gas vehicle, it's going to be a lot more expensive. You're probably not even doing 170 miles in a week. Again, with my own plug-in hybrid, I'm on electricity the entire time, and I spend maybe $3 keeping it charged for the entire week. It is cheap to own an electric vehicle. It is cheap to charge. Level 2 charging in commercial settings can be a little more complicated than that, but you know what? I'm gonna pass it back out to the guy who's outside. Enjoy! Thanks, you're a pal. Destination charging can be a little more complicated. Sometimes it's free. They are drawing you to that parking spot with the promise of free energy, hoping that while you are charging, you will be spending your money at surrounding businesses in the area. Usually these are ones put up by cities at their expense so that you are spending money in them. Other times there is a charge, either charging by the time that you spend there or by the electricity delivered to your car measured by the kilowatt hour. Level 3 fast charging is much the same. Sometimes it's free. New York State is putting up some free level 3 charging in key areas around the state, and sometimes there is a charge. To help navigate that, to find chargers everywhere near you and to see which ones are free and which ones are going to be charging, you can use apps such as PlugShare or ChargePoint, and they do a really great job of putting all of that information right at your fingertips. Thank you for joining me on this admittedly long video about the technology and terminology of electric vehicle charging. I hope you learned something. Hopefully this was really informative. Hopefully I didn't go too much into detail. Know that if you are watching in the future, then things are possibly going to change. We're looking at the prospect of new battery technology on the horizon that is going to make things even faster. So things may be a little bit out of date depending on when you're watching. Also, if you're watching in the future, I would appreciate some I don't know, baseball scores or something. In the meantime, if you felt that I didn't go into enough detail and you want to learn a few more things about some of the topics that I glossed over, then I do have a few videos to recommend. If you want to learn more about the US residential power grid and the difference between 120 volt, 240 volt, and 208 volt, then I recommend the video "The U.S. Electrical System is Not 120 Volt" by Technology Connections on YouTube. And if you want to learn more about what's going on inside of a Level 2 EVSE and how it interfaces with the car and what's doing all the work, then I recommend "Electric Car Chargers Aren't Chargers at All, EVSE Explained," again by Technology Connections on YouTube. Tell Alec I sent you. He's a big fan of being pedantic. And of course, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to leave a comment on the video below. I or someone on our sales team will do our best to answer it. You can get directly in contact with our super knowledgeable sales team. We have a lot of people that have been working with electric vehicles for a long time and absolutely know their stuff. And of course, to check out our lineup of electric vehicles, be sure to give us a call, go online, or stop right in to Garvey Hyundai today.